Hey, what's up everyone? Today I have a pretty exciting video for you guys. Today I actually wanted to talk about a pretty different device for my channel that has actually become one of my favorite devices that I've recently picked up, and that's going to be the Kindle Scribe. Now, I know what you guys are probably going to be saying. That sounds a little bit strange coming from you because it's not a piece of high technology. In fact, it's pretty slow and it doesn't really have many features that would be common to even low-spec Android tablets. But that's precisely why I love it. So if you're ready, let's get straight into it. So starting off with the specs that you need to know, this is going to be a 10.2-inch tablet with a 300 dpi display that comes in 3 storage options, 16, 32, and 64 gigabytes, and 2 pen options, either the standard or the premium pen. So the one that I have here is going to be the 32 gigabyte model with the premium pen. Personally, though, I would probably recommend getting the base model with the premium pen. I think it would be pretty tough to even fill up to 16 gigabytes, let alone 32 or certainly 64. But the premium pen, in my opinion, is totally worth it since it gives you an eraser on the back to erase like you would a normal pencil, and it also gives you a customizable button to call actions inside of the UI, like, for example, opening up a sticky note to draw a handwritten note. For pricing, I would highly recommend waiting for a sale since the standard prices are a bit high in my opinion, starting out at $340 for the 16 gigabyte model. When it's on sale though, you can pick these up for about $240, and at that price, I feel like I can fully recommend the device to most people. As long as it fills the gap in your life, of course. With that out of the way though, I wanted to discuss the main reason why I picked this up at all. So for me, I do pretty much all of my work on an iPad and a Mac, and parallels within the Mac. And for both of these devices, they're incredibly capable and they have enough processing power to tackle even the most intense research tasks that I do on a daily basis, from Rietveld refinement to just complex coding and other things like that. The iPad in particular also has the Apple Pencil Pro, which allows me to mark up papers, make notes, and do all of that on a glorious 120 Hz 2752 by 2064 tandem OLED display. So you may ask, why would you want or need a Kindle that is so low powered and has a low refresh rate display and also doesn't really do even any things beyond just basic stuff like reading? And therein lies the answer. So for people like me who are constantly inundated with emails and notifications from our jobs, it's so easy on powerful devices like the iPad Pro to become distracted when you're reading a book on your Kindle or something like that. And sure, Apple have introduced features like Focus, which allow you to customize who can and can't send you notifications and what apps can or can't notify you throughout the day, which is great. But the thing that always makes me a little bit nervous when I'm using these features is when I'm reading, that's sort of a leisure activity and something that you do for fun, and it's not like, your job or something. So if somebody really needs to get in contact with you, you kind of want to be able to answer that call. And when you're putting on a focus, that kind of puts up a guardrail and a sort of brick wall to people who are trying to get into contact with you and makes you unavailable. So that's not exactly my ideal solution, in my opinion. And so this is precisely where the Kindle comes in. It strips away all of the on-screen distractions and it keeps you fully focused on one thing at a time, which in this case is reading and note-taking. And it does so with that really crisp 300 dpi display, which means that text is going to look very clear and very crisp. And even handwriting looks super smooth and not pixelated at all, which is really all I could ask for from an e-reader device. And the other thing that's really nice too about the handwriting is that it's not laggy at all. You'd expect, because the rest of the UI is kind of laggy when you're scrolling through, that the writing would be as well, but I'm really pleased to report that the writing is actually very, very smooth. The Kindle also supports Amazon's Whisper Sync, which means that if you have a Kindle book that has an audio companion and you also purchase the audiobook through Audible, you'll be able to seamlessly transition between listening to the audio and reading the physical book, all without having to hunt around for the pages that you were left off on your audio or scrubbing through the audio timeline after you've made some progress on your physical copy. So that's actually a really, really cool feature, but not something that I really make use of, at least at the moment. But it's there if you want it, and I think that's really cool. For me, though, I primarily use this device for basically reading my Kindle books and PDFs. And For the case of PDFs, I also like to mark them up, so you can write handwritten notes directly on PDFs in case you were wondering. That's a really, really nice thing. And in the case of Kindle books, you can also use the pen to make handwritten notes using the sticky note feature, which is one of my favorite ways to read because it sort of helps me to cement ideas in my mind and help me to remember a lot longer, because if you have inputs from a variety of sources, including reading as well as handwriting, it sort of helps to reinforce ideas and help you to remember them longer and make more use of them at a later date. So that's really, really great. And another thing that's really nice about the Kindle is that even though it does have a front light, which can get pretty bright, the battery actually lasts pretty much forever. I can leave this honestly for months without ever having to charge it, which is in contrast to more powerful devices, which are much more battery hungry. The Kindle also comes with a screen that honestly feels like paper when you write with it, which is really, really nice because it comes straight from the factory like that. So unlike the iPad, where you're going to need to pick up another thing, which is a screen protector, to modify the surface texture, the Kindle just has this by default. Also, again, although I don't really make use of it, with the Kindle, you can also export handwritten notes and notebooks that you make on the device, and you can change the export settings to convert your handwritten notes into typed text, or you can even make a PDF where your handwritten notes remain, but the text is searchable as it would be in a standard PDF. So that's a really, really cool thing, and definitely something that a lot of you guys will find a lot of value in. Now, I know that this sounds generally like a pretty boring device compared to a lot of the stuff that I normally talk about on the channel, but if you find yourself getting easily distracted by your normal devices, like an iPad or an Android tablet, whatever you've got, you may find that the Kindle is exactly what you're looking for. It combines the convenience that modern tablets have in that it's thin, light, and it's built with premium materials with pen input, with the simplicity of paper books, to keep you really intentional about the task that you're doing, which is reading and expanding your knowledge and vocabulary. So sure, the Kindle Scribe is a bit expensive for what it is, but it also has a pretty massive display, and it's such a joy to use with really great ergonomics, which, by the way, the ergonomics are absolutely fantastic. I mean, sure, it looks a little bit silly with the asymmetric bezels, but that's a very intentional choice and something that I'm really glad that Amazon decided to do with this particular Kindle, because I'm left-handed, and when I'm writing, I like to have something to hold on to. So this is really cool because you have a nice surface that you can hold on to while you're writing your notes, and you don't have to worry about accidental presses or advancing the pages or anything like that. And for me, being left-handed, since the Kindle does support rotation of 180 degrees, you can use this either right-handed or left-handed. So that's a really great thing and something that I really wanted to mention to you guys. And so with that being said, those are all of my thoughts on the Kindle Scribe. And if you guys want to pick one up for yourselves, you can find links down in the description below, which do help out the channel a little bit if you use those. But with that being said, what are your thoughts? Do you guys have a Kindle Scribe? Do you have another e-ink tablet? Are you looking to get one? Would love to continue the conversation down below. And while you're down there, please consider dropping a like, subscribing to the channel, and sharing the video with your friends. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to check the video out, and would love to have you guys as a part of my community as we're growing slowly but steadily towards 1,000 subscribers, and I'd love to have you as a part of the community. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.